So today's video is going to be a full-on in-depth tutorial on highlighting and contouring. I know a lot of girls and guys have this problem. How do we contour? What are we doing? How do we do it? What's going on? So I'm here to answer all of you guys' questions. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So I'm really excited to be doing this video. My friend actually inspired me the other day because I was asking her, like, what do you do on a regular basis with your makeup? And she's like, oh, like I just like put this like brown stuff on my face and I just like wipe it out. I was like, what product do you use? And then she showed me and it was a highlighting and contouring stick and she was putting the contour color all over her face. And I was like, oh my god, no. We can't be friends. So I just got off FaceTime with her right now. I'm literally dying. I will show you a screenshot of her testing it out. I'm dying, like that's me and that's her trying to blend her contour. I thought it was honestly the funniest thing. So now I want to share with you guys how I taught her and how I want to teach you guys how to do the contour. Okay, so contouring is really important nowadays. It's become a really big trend in the makeup industry and it's something that I feel everybody should really learn, just have like a knowledge about, because it can really transform your face. There are different ranges of contouring. There's very extreme contouring and then there's very subtle contouring. You can just kind of pick and choose what kind of girl or guy you are. If you really like a bold, dramatic contour, if you like a natural daytime kind of contour. That's the good thing about contouring, is that it's not just like one set thing. And I see on social media so much people drawing like serious contours and like highlight and like concealer everywhere, and I just want to let you guys know, like, that is not something that you have to do and that you need to learn, because not everybody wants that much product on their face. I get it. I barely wear makeup on a daily basis, so I know that I'm not that girl that wants to put like 10 pounds of makeup on my face. Today in this video, I'm going to show you guys a very medium amount of contouring, just not too much and not too little, and then you guys can kind of go with the technique and you can apply more if you want more, or you can apply less if you want less. Just follow the technique that I'm giving you guys. So if you guys like this makeup look, by the way, I have it linked down below so you guys can just go ahead and click that. Let's jump into it and get started. I wanted to use something that I feel is a really good quality product and something that you guys can find accessibly in Sephora or online. It is a little bit of a higher price point, but I do think that you get enough product in this palette for you to be able to have, like, you have everything that you need basically. I've had this product for about a year or so and it looks like it hasn't even been really touched. Like, it's really great. So this is the, honestly it's a mess, but you can see I have not hit pan on it, and it's a really, they give you like good chunks of product. This is the Cream Contour Kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is in the shade Light Medium. There is the dark kit as well for the darker skin girls. These shades right here are important to note because these are all of the contouring shade, obviously, and these are all of the highlighting shades. So there is like more of a yellow kind of banana tone, which is going to really brighten the under eye. There's more of like a salmon pink undertone, which is going to correct like darkness. And if you have more of a pink undertone, then that's really good for you. And then there's one that's kind of like in the middle and is very light. I tend to not use this one because I'm not that light, but if you are a lighter skin tone, definitely go ahead and use that. Or if you're kind of like in the middle, you can really just mix together whatever colors. That's the best thing about this, is like you can scrape a little bit out and you can mix the product. Instead of buying like 400 other products, like you can just customize it to what you like. As well, that these colors here, although they look a little bit similar, they're not. This darker brown shade here is a lot more rich and dark, and these all have very ashy tones, like undertones, which means that, like, okay, when you're doing bronzer is meant to give warmth to the skin, so it has a little bit more of like an orange red undertone to give you like that tan look. But contouring is not giving warmth to the skin. Contouring is creating a shadow, and when you look at shadows like on the floor or even on your face, like naturally, like this, like right here, like that's my contour area, and there's no sign of like orange tone or anything, especially under here. Like you can see the contour, it's not red, it's not orange, it's literally just like an ashy tone. So that's what Anastasia wanted to really mimic in this palette, is creating that same tone. And as you can see, they are very similar in tone, so we're creating depth, not warmth. The first step would be to figure out which one is your shade. So for me, looking here, I'm not really a pink undertone, I'm more of a yellow-ish undertone. I'm more olive skin tone, but yellow still works for me. And I do like to use a little bit of the salmon color to correct the darkness underneath my eyes here. I go in with a very, very, very small amount of that though, because I don't want like pink under eyes, you know what I mean? Because I'm not a pink undertone, but if you are, then that's a great color for you. So I'm gonna go ahead right now and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this salmon undertone. I'm gonna apply that underneath my eyes. For this, I'm gonna be using this little brush right here. I love it. This is by Iconic London. They have a whole collection, and I'm sorry, but how fucking cute are they? I'm obsessed. Dense, flat, like circle brush, and for this I like to use just to really push and apply the products underneath. I always use a beauty blender to blend out all of my concealers and everything, just because it fits right underneath. It's very gentle on your face and it gives the most natural coverage. And one of the biggest things that I could recommend to you guys is work in very, very thin layers, because if you work in thick, cakey, heavy layers, it's not gonna look right. You're gonna be like, ew, it's gonna turn like muddy and nasty and like not cute. So work in thin layers and build up the color from there. I'm gonna start applying this underneath my eye, and I'm only applying this where I need it, so only where the darkness is. And as you can see already, that has just really smoothed out the under eye and hidden all of the darkness that I had before. And I forgot to mention, I also have a layer of foundation on underneath this, so just apply whatever foundation you usually wear. I'm using right now, an itchy nose. Right now I'm using the Iconic London Pigment Stick in shade 3, just because this is a really thin coverage and it's very, very buildable, but it gives a really natural finish to the skin, and I just need to even out my skin tone. I don't need coverage. So this just evens out everything really nicely, and then I can go in with my contouring and highlighting. So now I'm just taking the same brush and I'm lightly blending out the corners down to the bottom of my nose and outwards towards my cheekbone. And this is gonna give the most natural blend so that your highlight looks really flawless and seamless. Then I'm gonna take my Beauty Blender sponge. So as you can see, it definitely lifted and highlighted underneath my eyes and canceled the dark circles, which is why I love to use that color. So next I'm going to highlight a few other points of my face. And for this, I'm going to be using the yellow shade right here. I'm using the exact same brush, and I'm just going to take this product and apply it onto my chin, the bridge of my nose, above my top lip, in the middle of my eyebrows and my forehead. The next thing I'm going to do is go into the contouring. So for this, I'm going to use a very flat shader brush like this. It's pretty skinny and flat. And what I'm going to do is go right into the darkest shade here. I'm going to find the hollows of my cheeks, which are about right from the middle or tip of your ear right towards the end of your mouth. But we're not going to draw a line all the way down there. We're going to stop about here, just to really emphasize this cheekbone area. That's the most important part. You want to lift that up and make that look really nice and lifted, and just sculpt the cheekbone. So as you can see, I stopped it right about the corner of my eye, and I'm just going to take a little bit more product and place it right underneath my jawline, but I'm going to start right here. And you can already see it's already starting to really carve out the jawline. I like to contour the top of my forehead because I have a little bit of a bigger forehead, so this kind of brings it down, makes it look like it's not as big as it is. And if you have a very small forehead, you don't have to do this. So if you have a little bit of a larger forehead and you want to make it look smaller, then this is a great tip. Some people like to contour their nose. I don't even go there because I know that I'm going to just make my nose look crooked and retarded. So I don't do that. But if you do that, then do it. So as you can see, I have all of the contoured areas laid down on my face. The importance of putting it in these areas is that it's really going to sculpt your face. And as you can see, you already can see that my cheekbones are looking a little bit more lifted. We haven't even put highlighter on them yet, so that's really good. My jawline looks a little bit slimmer. This basically just slims out the face and gives a really nice contour. So it's important that you know exactly where to place it. So make sure you don't bring it all the way to your mouth because it's just gonna look muddy and not cute. And the most important thing is how you blend it out. So that's my next step. So I came across this brush by Iconic London, and they are so smart for making something like this because it is so perfect for getting right in the contour areas and blending out that contour. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And to help the product move a little bit, I'm going to apply the NYX Matte Finishing Spray just to give my skin a little bit more like freshness. And while it's still dewy, I'll be able to blend it out really nice. So now just taking this brush, and I'm just going to start pushing upwards. I'm also going to be blending that into my hairline. So I'm making sure to blend upwards because you don't want to be blending down because it'll make your cheekbone look lower, and we want to make sure everything is raised higher. And just to make sure that there's no harsh edges, I'm just going over it with my Beauty Blender. So once I have everything blended in, I'm going to go in and start blending out my highlight colors. Once you have all of your cream contouring down, the next thing is going to be to set it with a powder because you don't want to have this slipping and sliding after all of the hard work that you did. You want to be able to set it in place and make sure that it lasts you all day. And that is like one of the most important steps about this, is making sure that you're setting it correctly and not making it look muddy. So one of the best powder palettes that I found recently is by Graftobian. And this is what it looks like here. So you can see it has all of the light colors and all the dark colors that you would need for various skin colors, like my skin tone and a little bit lighter. You could also get away with this if you are about a medium skin tone or tan. And this is great. It also comes with a really big mirror, so that's perfect. And this one can be a little bit more expensive, so I will link down below a cheaper alternative to everything. If you can't find this, then Anastasia powder contour palette that matches the cream contour palette is perfect. My sister stole it from me, Sam, so I don't have it right now with me, but I always use that and it's really, really great, and she steals it from me all the time, so like she loves it, it's bomb. But this honestly I feel like has more range, which is even better. I'm going to go in and set the highlight, and I'm going to be using this shade right here and a little bit of the banana shade. And to set my under eyes, I'm using a very small tapered powder brush like this. And I have a little bit of creasing going on, if you can see. So the most important thing is you want to grab your Beauty Blender, make sure that you blend that out. I had to make like the ugliest face to do that. I'm like, Then set it, and make sure you're going from outwards to inwards to set it so it doesn't crease again. This is where I like to add a little bit of warmth into the contour area, just a little bit, but it's really good that we have the ashy base underneath, and then this is just adding like a little bit of bronziness, but you don't want to do like a full out bronzer because it's going to be way too much. For this, I'm using a big fluffy brush, and I saw Sandra Deluxe use something like this, and she's like, it'll just catch like exactly where it needs to go, and I find this is really good because it fit like right in the hollow of my cheekbone, which is perfect. Another really great contouring brush that I am obsessed with is so soft, so smooth. It's like the best contouring brush I've ever tried. Is the Sigma Soft Angled Contouring Brush F23. Guys, this is literally perfect. Look how fluffy and angled and perfect this, like it's just perfect. So this I love to use to get really, really deep in the contour and blend everything out. It literally just gives that extra little dimension that you need, and this is such an inexpensive brush, guys. So if you're looking for a really great contouring brush, if you want to get your cheekbones really nice and structured in like the most natural way, this is an amazing brush and I would highly, highly recommend it. I also do have a code that you guys can use to get money off, so they're really inexpensive and you get a little bit more of a discount. So honestly, amazing, amazing brush. So we're almost done. So the second last step would be doing your blush. So I do have two different alternatives of blushes. I have two different types of blushes here. One is from Becca, one is from Sigma. And this one is a little bit more of a high-end alternative if this is something that you guys are interested in. This is called Songbird, and I love it because it's a really peachy. It has a little bit of a reflective pigment in it, so it gives you a little bit of a glow as well. So I really love this one. This is the Sigma blush, and I literally, guys, I'm obsessed with this one too. This is the COR-DE-ROSA. I love this one because it gives you like a really nice flush and just makes you look so cute and pretty, and I just love it. I wear this one every single day. I'm obsessed. So this is the one that I'm going to be using today. And there's a little bit of a ring around it because I'm stupid and I like wiped something, like an oil on it by accident, so I almost ruined it, but I was managed to save the center of it, which is great. So I'm just taking a little bit of this on a blush brush, and you can see how pigmented it is. I actually put way too much. Oh my god. Really only need the tiniest bit of this because it's so pigmented. I'm going to apply this just to the apples of my cheeks. To take this a little bit over my nose just to give me a little bit more of like a flushed look, and a little bit on my forehead as well. As you can see, it's literally just the most perfect, cute amount of blush, and it just, like, I love it. I'm obsessed. So now for the final part is highlighting, motherfucker. So today I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in That Glow. And I really love this one. I feel like it has a really good range for dark skin tones and light skin tones. So basically everybody can use it, and it's really, really beautiful. I've been using this for a really long time. This shade here is my favorite. I feel like this one, if you want my honest opinion, this one is definitely the most pigmented. These ones are more for like the natural girl, I feel, but you can mix this one with these ones here and you can get like a really good color payoff. You know what I need right now? Lip gloss. So I'm going to go into this color right here, and I'm going to mix it with the one right underneath. So this is called Sunburst, and this is called Bubbly. I don't know why my hand is like that. For my highlighting brush, I'm going to be using the Sigma Strobing Fan F42. Taking a little bit of this color here, and I'm mixing it with this one. So just going kind of back and forth. Where you want to place this, I see a lot of people doing like serious amounts of highlighter. Like, come on. I love you guys, and I was there once too, but like, come on. We don't want to walk outside with a stripe of highlighter. We don't. I know we want to, but we can't. We can't do it. I like to apply it literally just on the top of my cheekbone, like the very, just the peak of the mountain. Get the highest points of my cheekbones. As you can see, I just applied it right on the tops of my cheekbones, and it gives a really, really natural glow, which is bomb. And if you want to add more on top of it, you definitely can. For me, for like an everyday basis, this is definitely where I just like end it, because when the light hits it, it's going to look so perfect and pretty and dewy and beautiful, and that's exactly what you want. So that is it for this highlighting and contouring tutorial. I hope you guys learned something new. I hope you guys got to learn a little bit more about highlighting and contouring. I hope that I answered some of your guys' questions. If I didn't, please leave them down below. I will continue to respond to people. And if you guys would like to see more of me, definitely look at my Instagram page. I post a lot of makeup tutorials there as well that might help you guys in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you guys like this video, and give it a thumbs up if it helped you out in any way. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye! I feel like my brush had something on it that was black, and I'm not feeling it.